Sure. Going in, we got Appalachian State this week. One of the what I feel like considered one of the all-around best football teams in our league. I mean, from an offensive, defensive, and special teams standpoint. I mean, just so explosively offensively within the run game. Their defense is flying around. I mean, they just do a tremendous job in their approach, and then your special teams units really tell you a lot about what type of football program it is, and their effort on their special teams is truly remarkable to see in their blocks and things of that nature. So we've got a big week ahead of us. We've got to prepare. We've got to have really good mental focus and come out and try to withstand 4 quarters of football. We've been in situations the last few weeks, the last 4 or 5 weeks, where we've had an opportunity to go out and play, and we play about 3 quarters worth of good football, and then for one reason or another, don't play particularly well in a spurt, whether it be the last of the third or early in the fourth, and gets away with us. But we're improving and looking forward to a good matchup there up in Boone, North Carolina.
Thank you very much, Coach. Our first questions come from Dan McDonald. Dan, please go ahead.
Morning, Coach. You talked about you playing, a good 2.5 quarters and so forth. You were right there in the middle of the game, midway through third quarter. What sort of, what in your opinion sort of changed in that next 15, 20-minute stretch?
Well, I mean, at times with some of the youth that we're playing, I tend, the attention span of them tends to get away from them. I mean, we're right there 16-14 going into the fourth quarter, and then in a matter of 3 minutes, I mean, we're down by 3 scores, and it's just a mindset that they got to stay focused and have their assignments and play with great effort. For some reason or another, their mind is slipping a little bit, and they get caught off balance, and it turns into a big play. I mean, it's really, really frustrating to see at times. I mean, to tell you the truth, I think last week we gave up 6 rushes for 225 yards and then 31 rushes for 125 yards. So we got to keep our mindset and eliminate those big plays. But, they're playing hard and playing tough and fighting to the very end.
This week, obviously, you and Scott have a special relationship going to play App. Does that make this one not a little more fun, but have a little more meaning to it?
Well, I mean, anytime you spend as much time with an individual like I have with Scott Satterfield, and for that matter, I mean, the rest of the guys on the staff, Dale Jones, Mark Ivy, Shawn Clark, I mean, I spent a lot of time. I spent 18 years of my life up there. It's certainly not about me or the Appalachian and my ties to it. It's about our football team. But, yeah, I look forward to it. I look to go up there and play against a good football team and a bunch of good coaches.
What's your team's goal going into these last couple of games?
Well, we just got to continue to improve and progress. Our building here is continuing to grow. I mean, we're doing it, we're not trying to do it with a fast approach and bringing, short-term guys in here. We're playing a lot of freshmen, and I think we've played 22 guys that have played really significant playing time right now. So our goal is to continue to improve. I mean, from an offensive standpoint, you see us, we're actually we're running the football much better than I think Georgia State has ever run the football here, and doing it on a consistent basis and doing it in conference when we have to. And then from a defensive standpoint, we've got to eliminate big plays. We've got to play 4 quarters of sound defense and keep the ball in front of us. Our goal is just to continue to improve. I mean, we certainly, every time we take the field, we have a competitive nature, just like everybody should, to go out there and win the football game. But I think we've got to be a crisp, clean, sharp, and play with outstanding effort and continue to move our program forward.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Dan. And thank you, Coach Elliott. We do appreciate your time today.
Thank you, sir. Have a great day.